You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show.
Hey everyone, you're joining us for a bow wow time. This is the season finale, season 2, episode 14 of Married to Medicine. I am English Cleveland, joined by my beautiful co-host.
Thank you. Tell me more. Hi, it's Michelle Renee, guys. What's up?
And we are back, and we had a great holiday. 4th of July was amazing in New Orleans. And just getting back, so now let's wrap up this show. I just got done watching it. So this week we're just going to go through it chronologically because it wasn't really any hot topics to discuss. So we start off the episode with the women at work. All of
little
them.
montages.
Right.
Lots of natural hair. I did notice that.
Yes.
I don't know. I wouldn't really allow the cameras to see my natural hair.
You wouldn't?
No. Like, I just feel like all these women are always so glamorous. Like, it surprises me that they would let the cameras, like, film them with these, like, ratty
I think it's towards the
ponytails.
end of the season, they're like, whatever.
Quad would never.
Oh, never. She wouldn't even do her own hair camping.
Yeah.
So why would she
So I thought that
ever?
was interesting because it was Toya, Mariah, and Heavenly's daughter. Even though she's not really a cast member, but
She thinks she
she
is.
thinks she is.
Her and Mama Lucy are
Married to Medicine 2025 or something.
right. So the women are at work, whatever. They're showing that whole montage, and then Simone and Jackie do their weekly visit, and they're talking about Quad's Puppy Couture line, which they're laughing and smirking like they never heard about it. So I don't know. I felt like that was kind of weird that they're laughing about it, like they never heard anything about it. What did you think?
I mean, I definitely think they were throwing a little bit of shade, especially Dr. Jackie. She makes a comment in her confessional like, well, everyone has a dream.
Right.
So I think probably because of their standing in life and them being like professional doctors, I'm sure they had to go through a lot of schooling for that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of look down on the other things that the women do, be it staying at home, Toya.
But the thing is,
they even look down on Dr. Heavenly and consider her not like worthy, even though she's
Right.
a dentist. So I think it's definitely a little bit of pretension there, and them thinking like, well, we're doctors, we've been to school, you know, we're working women, and that
there's
makes
so
us a
many
little bit-
other working women jobs, and there's so many other like things that women can do that could actually make more money than doctors. So I just felt like, why would you guys throw shade? At least it's a woman that's trying to work.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was malicious shade, if that makes sense. I don't think that they judge Quad or like dislike her or like are hating on her. I think ultimately they definitely want the best for her and they're proud of what she's doing. But I think to them it's probably a little bit laughable. And to anyone, I mean, I can even recall at the beginning of the season making comments like, a Puppy Couture line? That's kind of, you know,
Funny.
I mean, I just think all the women, even with Cinnamon Girl and the Puppy Couture line, these women know that reality shows is a platform to make money. And I think a lot of the times they think, what can I make money off of? And sometimes it's very innovative and creative things. Sometimes it's inventions or clubs or whatever that don't make as much money. So, I mean, at least they're using the platform for something.
Right.
Like, Toya's not starting anything.
Right.
You know?
She wants
So,
to vacation.
Good for Quad, yeah.
Right. So let's get into Toya. So Heavenly visits Toya in her beautiful grand home. And Heavenly makes a funny comment that I wrote down. She said, even Oprah has a budget, which a lot of the women, which we'll touch on, I feel like they're so like bouncy. And here we are with Toya. And here she is. She lost, like we saw, she lost the 50,000. So now she wants to go on a Disney cruise vacation with her kids because she's so exhausted from packing and unpacking, I guess. So now she wants to pack to go on a trip. And, you know, just losing the $50,000 was just so stressful. So spending more money will just help me feel better. Mind you, the money that you said you didn't really have. And then Dr. Heavenly did make, and I know I'm rambling, but Dr. Heavenly did make a good point. And she was like, you're now paying, you're renting a home whose monthly rent is double the mortgage that you were going to be paying. How can you afford this?
Well, yeah, and then Toya said something about like they were going to still try to get financing from the bank to buy this house, and then Dr. Heavenly was like, you couldn't get financing for the first one, and this is twice as much. Why do you think you're going to get financing? But she didn't say it to her face though. That was in confessional, right?
Right. She didn't say that to her face. But then like a lot of it just doesn't add up, and it's like, Toya, if you're coming with this story, if you couldn't get approved for that home, fine. Maybe your husband's making more money now that he can get approved for this home. I don't know your finances, but you're putting it out there, but you're not writing the vision and making it plain. You're just saying things off the wall, which sound crazy. I can't afford this. Then you can afford like something way more expensive. So it's just like the story's really not adding up.
Well, I have two comments. The first being, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they planned the Disney cruise a year ago and they had already paid for it. Okay. Maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Secondly, Dr. Heavenly says something like ignorance is bliss or something. Based on the dynamics between Toya and her husband, or La Toya as I like to call her incorrectly, based on their dynamics, I get the sense that he doesn't really, like, he gives her money and is very, like, free like she's very free to like use his money, but I don't know if she's that involved in like the finances of their household, the review of bank statements, the like payments, paying off credit card debt. It just doesn't strike me that she's that into that aspect of it. She's more into the spending of it. Right. So maybe she is ignorant. Maybe she doesn't really know how much money they have. Maybe all she knows is, you know, I have a lot of money, quote, because my husband's a doctor, and so I can buy the things and go on the cruises and do the things I maybe didn't get to do in my past life when I lived in the ghetto.
How can you run a household properly of not knowing your budget and not knowing, you're a stay-at-home mom, so a lot of it's running around, going to the grocery store. That's a budget in itself a month. Your light bill, that's a budget. Your power bill. You have a humongous house now. You have a pool, I think. Does she have a pool?
I'm sure that house has a pool.
She has just so much added to it. That's maintenance. Landscaping alone is a lot of maintenance, and she has a lot of land. And so to me, I'm like, you can't just live in a home unless you're freaking a queen or a princess. You can't just live in a home and not know what your expenses would be. I just think it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she's ignorant about what her expenses are, but she might be ignorant about how much money they really have in those accounts. But
then if they were sitting down with the lawyer and they're like, we can't afford $10,000, how can you not afford $10,000? You have no money, but now you're furnishing all of these beautiful rooms in this humongous 3-story home. It doesn't add up. And I understand you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but if she's going to come, she needs to come correct.
I'm sure whatever situation is going on with them will come to light at some point.
Right.
Hopefully it'll be something positive, and it'll actually be like, they do have as much money and they're going to buy this house in a few years and it's going to be on the front of all the black gossip blogs and we're going to be like happy for them and popping champagne. Or either it'll be like, Toya's home is under foreclosure.
Right. Like every other housewife.
Or like her husband's going to jail for like
fraud,
right. Phaedra. But anyway, so yeah, well, I think we'll definitely see at some point in the next few years.
Tell me this: do you think the producers picked Toya and Heavenly to shoot together because how much shade Heavenly always throws? Like the things she was saying behind her back, like, call me
if you need money, call me and I'll lend you some money so you can pay for your house.
Right,
shady like, Dr. Heavenly.
She just says certain stuff that's like crazy, but then now we find out why. She carries a little friend with her.
What do you think's in Heavenly's cup?
Alcohol.
No.
I've seen other people that were like addicted to alcohol. Their cup was their coffee mug, like a traveler's one that you can put like in your
instead
car.
of instead of just having a flask.
Yeah, because then in the morning when you're driving to work, who's going to be sipping a flask on the way to work? You just put in a coffee mug.
You know, I think it's very powerful to say that someone's an alcoholic, so I'm not going to say that
she's
about
an
anyone.
alcoholic.
I'm not going to say that she is an alcoholic, but I could see her being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Is that
and no, the things she says, like, don't add up, and it's, like, super crazy. How could you say that to someone unless you were drunk? Like, she has a lot of liquid courage.
You know what I will say that I would never imagine myself saying at the beginning of this? I kind of like Dr. Heavenly now. She's funny.
No, and even Simone, which they've always, like,
my
had.
two faves.
No, like, Simone had a little, you know, they're, like,
yeah,
tip.
they're little.
And she was like, actually, I like Dr. Heavenly. She's nuts. She's harmful verbally. Yeah. I don't think physically she would do anything.
She reminds me of a friend I have, actually, and the friend is, like, a good friend to hang out with. She's fun, but sometimes she makes little digs and says things that are a little inappropriate, and she doesn't come for one particular person. It's about everybody. And so I think that's how Dr. Heavenly is. I think she just is, for whatever reason, like, makes digs about people. Maybe it's her own insecurities. Maybe she really does think she's above everybody. Whatever it may be, I think she makes little digs, but I think they're funny. And I think the part about it that's not super annoying is that it's not like she's just coming for one of the ladies. Right. Like, she throws shade everywhere.
She does.
Equal opportunity shadiness.
She's just a shady lady.
She's a shady lady, but she's funny.
She doesn't shade her little daughter, though.
She said she was going to whoop the daughter, but...
I'm still waiting to see that.
Lauren is the daughter's name.
Lauren, yeah. So we get to Lisa Nicole and Quad, which is not really like a big deal. They're sitting there talking about Simone. What were they talking about her?
Quad was pretty much just saying the whole Simone was the one that initiated the conversation about them excluding Mariah, and so she found it weird that Quad found it weird that Simone came up to her at the party and was kind of defending Mariah, considering the conversation.
And she feels like she's held hostage.
Yeah, exactly. And then she was also like, she walked off in my face.
So Quad made
I watched this a while ago.
I watched it a few minutes ago, but it was like
it was
silly
such a dumb scene. Yeah, they just wanted to set up the drama of Quad going to Dr. Simone's office.
Wait, but we found out something really quickly there that was a setup. All of that other whatever was stupid because Quad mentioned that she never got invited to the Cinnamon Girl party.
They say that all the time.
Don't you notice every single reality show? I never got the invite.
Exactly. The one person's like, I invited everyone. The other person's like, I never got it. Somebody's lying.
Somebody's lying.
His side, her side, and the truth.
Who do you think is lying? You think Mariah invited her?
Why would Mariah say that many times? I think Mariah invited her. Maybe they're both telling the truth. Maybe Mariah invited her, but maybe she didn't actually get the invite. Did she give her a physical invite or she sent her a text?
She said that she was going to text her.
Maybe she blocked her number and doesn't remember it. Maybe she actually didn't get the text and maybe she did actually send the text. She got a new number. Her phone was dead. I don't really know.
I don't think she sent it.
You don't think she sent it? Mm-mm. I just don't know why she would say so many times, I'm going to send it, I'm going to invite her,
because
and then actually not do it.
Mariah wants to be a good person, and then I think Mariah gets in her own self's way. And we see that a lot this season. A lot of this could be, like, not talked about anymore or, like, done. If Mariah, as a queen bee, stood up and just, like, took the initiative and been like, you know what, I'm done with all of this. I'm never talking about you ever again. If you don't agree, we're going to agree to disagree. When I see you, hey, blah, 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 whatever. Why do we still have to be?
But why does it have to be Mariah? Could it not be the same way if Quad did the same thing?
I feel like Mariah says that she's over everyone, and if she is carrying that title, sometimes you have to bring yourself low enough to be on everyone's equal level if you want to still be cool with them, unless you want to just always argue and always talk about this person. I just feel like someone needs to give in, and everyone keeps coming up to Mariah. Mariah, just give in. Because even Simone even made a comment saying that Quad has pretty much, you know, has made even common ground with everyone and is cool with everyone, but Mariah has not made any effort.
But why would she need to make an effort with them when she didn't get into an argument with them? The person she got into an argument with is Quad. I just think everybody else needs to stay out of it, and I think that's what the problem is. What needs to happen if these two ladies want to be friends again? That's what first needs to be decided. Do they still want to be friends? they need to evaluate that themselves. And if they don't, then okay, let's not waste any more energy on it. But if they do still want to be friends, instead of these other women trying to push them together and trying to force one to apologize and the other to apologize,
I think
they just need to go separately, have a dinner with each other, cameras off, reality production done for the season, and really work on their friendship and figure out what went wrong, who wronged who, and how they can make it better.
I feel like if they're not going to sit down and do that, then they don't need to talk about it to anyone else anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they keep talking about discussing it with other ladies, and that's what I'm saying. Mariah says that she's the queen bee over all of these ladies. Sometimes as a leader, you have to just, you know, be a little bit humble. And
As a leader, you have to know how to manipulate your little
I know, but they're no longer her
side.
minions anymore. She
They're
can't
not.
control them anymore.
So
therefore, I just feel like if you guys are not going to be cool, or if you are going to be cool, whatever, some kind of conversation needs to happen, because then it's a lot of going back and forth. Then when people come up to you, I've already talked to her. We're dealing with it. Whether we want to be friends or not, I don't even have to share it with you. I've already talked to her, and it is what it is.
Well, there seems to be no reconciliation here.
No.
That's for sure.
So, the thing I like about Simone and Quad, though, when Simone goes and visit, or Quad goes and visits Simone at her office for birth control, 1, and 2, they want to talk about their disagreement that they just had at Lisa Nicole's fashion show. The thing I like about them is that they're 2 grown women. They say, I don't like that you did this. You made me feel this way. I don't like that you did this. You made me feel this way. Do you think that if I still hang around Mariah, are you going to treat me a certain way or think that I'm not on your side? No, you can do whatever you want. Okay, cool. Moving on.
I agree that they handled that nicely, but don't come to my job.
You don't think so?
Like, no.
But it's the
Number
producers.
one, it is the producers, I'm sure, and maybe this scene was filmed after hours, but I've personally been to the gynecologist, and it's always 100 million women in there need to get their stuff looked at. I don't have time to wait. I'm in the waiting room looking at my watch like, come on, when is she coming out? So if this was, which it probably wasn't, like during an actual like working day, why are you wasting time talking to her about something
that wasn't a working day? Come on.
Whatever, I'm just saying. If it was, if this was real reality, if it was really reality, then that to me is unrealistic.
You think she really called to make an appointment like, girl, I need to get birth control now?
No, I don't, but I'm just saying, well, the producers,
and there's so many other people she could
about that.
She could have got birth control from.
Exactly. She's losing money. Like,
well, I mean,
she's losing money arguing with her when there could be another woman in there.
It wasn't an argument. They dealt with what they dealt with, and then
that was stupid. That was stupid. That scene was dumb. The producer should have had them talk elsewhere.
Well, they have to hash it out some way. So, Cinnamon Girl. So, Mariah makes a comment. She's doing her whole Cinnamon Girl launch. All these launches, all these shows, all these ideas. Everyone's towards the end of the season. They're trying to get their plugs in. Mariah's doing Cinnamon Girl. She's having a launch for that. She's worked her butt off. She's did photo shoots. We've seen a little bit of the progress of it. And Mariah just says, you know, she's invited everyone to the Cinnamon Girl event. And if everyone does not show up, she is not, if anyone that doesn't show up, she's not their friend anymore.
Okay.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, I think the reason why she made such that grand statement of like, this is it, this is my last chance, either you come or I'm not your friend anymore, is because, like we've mentioned earlier, her extending the invite to them was her being the bigger person and her saying, okay, I'm going to give you one last chance. So I think that she probably feels that if they don't come, it's one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So I think she thinks this is her second chance and them not coming would be fooling her. And so she's saying, this is shame on me. I'm not going to do it again.
Right.
I'm not going to give you any more chances.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
So with your opinion, Lisa Nicole said she wasn't going because she's not supporting Mariah. Mariah doesn't.
I, from the get-go, thought that Lisa Nicole having beef with Mariah is out of left field. Like, what are you... Maybe she thought she was trying to, like, be Team Quad or something. when she first got on the show, maybe she thought that was the direction she needed to go in, but they haven't had any beef. Like, I can understand that she thinks she brings drama, but like, okay, there's plenty of dramatic people. That doesn't mean they're still not fun. That doesn't mean that she's still not making a good product. Like, they have no active beef. So for her not to come, she just looks petty and like a mean girl, I think.
Do you feel like if, for instance, say you had, like, it was you, Jocelyn, and I, and you and Jocelyn are really cool, and me and you really aren't that cool, but me and Jocelyn are cool, and you see how I treat Jocelyn, and it's kind of like not really cool, would you invest in trying to be friends with me if you see how I treat other people and you and I really aren't that cool friends?
Maybe not invest in trying to be friends with you, but if you had an event and you were like, hey, Michelle, do you want to come? Why wouldn't I? If other people I knew were going to be there, it was a potentially fun event. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Cinnamon Girl launch party was not where it was at that night. I would have rather have been somewhere else. No offense, Mariah. But all I'm saying is, if you were having a party, you invited me, there was going to be other people that I knew there, not just Jocelyn, but XYZ other people. Yeah, I would probably go. Why not?
Yeah. It was like not really a big, I think Mariah pumped this party up really big, and it was not, it was kind of sad. It was like she wasn't even on her A game, even her dress and her bra showing. It was just like, anyways.
Poor thing.
Wait,
can we go back to something? Jackie makes a comment. I don't know what scene this was because I wasn't keeping track of the scenes, but it says, Quad seems to think that kids will hinder her new career. I think it was maybe like Jackie in confessional while Simone and Quad were at the conversation. And as women, I wanted to discuss, like, do you think that Quad is right in thinking that kids will hinder her new rise to the top? Or can women have it all in 2014?
Well, let me answer that for you today, Michelle Renee.
Thank you.
What I think is that if you have a dream and a goal, and it's something that you feel like you're almost about to reach it, I think, no, kids, yes, will hinder it. Because kids require a lot. And trying to work, first of all, in America, trying to work and trying to have a child, it's just really hard. And I did...
Even when you have money for a nanny?
Yes, because... I come from that industry of knowing how a lot of people with a lot of money handle their children, and they never handle their kids, and they never get to see the important things, everyday things that a nanny would be providing. And it's like, you can have all the money in the world, but how is that gonna help your child? You can send them to the best schools, but they need attention and love. Just like in most other countries, the mother gets a year off after she has a kid. And I know Obama was talking about passing some kind of law or discussing that, which I think is super cool, because I'm like, you should have a year off with your child to spend some time. The first year of their life is a very important time. So, no, I don't think that you can have it all as a woman. Especially, there's a lot of single moms these days, too.
There is.
And so, it's very hard to find a man that's going to stick with you just for you. And then when you throw a kid in the equation...
Well, she's married already. I mean, I think that if she were trying to be a journalist or something, shout out to us, and it was something where she needed to be on TV or... I don't know, something where she was still in school. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what other projects she's working on. But Puppy Couture, she can do that pregnant. She can do that breastfeeding.
Herself too much. I think Quad is obsessed with herself.
And she has money, so where she can hire a nanny to help her, not to necessarily take care of the child while she's at the factory, like, working on sample pieces.
We all know Quad's not gonna, but I think Quad, in her head, she has to get her hair done, her nails, like, all of that's a full-time schedule for her. And then now, like, oh, I'm so busy with this Puppy Couture line. It's just like, I just don't think she would be able to manage it.
Well, doesn't seem like she's gonna be having one anytime soon, because she got the Nouveau ring or whatever.
Right, which I've heard not good things about it.
It flies out all the time.
And I heard it hurts the man.
Whatever.
I don't know. But just a little bit going back before we get to Quad's fashion show. Do you think Dr. Heavily, by saying you need to leave Miss Lucy at home, do you think she's right?
Child, are we discussing that?
Yes.
Dr. Heavenly versus Miss Lucy. Now, we've seen all sorts of kind of arguments on these reality shows.
Right.
Never have we seen one where they were arguing using the Lord.
Is he with
using the word of God?
Right.
Amen. I'm going to go to church. Hallelujah. Praise him.
Is and he like, with you right now?
Happening?
When's the last time you saw him?
Oh, I saw him this morning. I saw him just now. Like, what was that argument?
It was like
besides Sheree and Marlo arguing in South Africa, like circa 5 seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta ago,
right.
That was probably the second most weird argument that I've ever seen.
But I think because they're two, I don't know, is Dr. Heavily older? Yeah, she's like 50s. They're like two older women. 40s. They're like along, like, you know, it's like they don't really do fighting in public. They'll just cut with their words and smile on their face. Very Southern, like, way.
I mean, I don't think I don't think Miss Lucy should stay home. Mama Lucy.
She's always there and always having her opinion. I'm mad at you. We're tired of you being mad at everybody.
Yeah, she's off her rocker a little bit, but she definitely seems like she will ride for her mom and.
You mean her daughter?
I mean her daughter.
Yeah,
yeah. She probably ride for her mom and her daughter.
Right, and
everybody else except for the people. Except for Dr. Heavenly,
if she's your ringleader, she will ride for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say something about Quad's fitting that happened before that moment, but
we can talk about the fitting and then we'll talk about the fashion show.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead. Okay. I'm sorry.
So, the fitting.
Also, wait, Mariah said, sorry, this is on my second page of notes and I hadn't turned the page yet. Mariah says that Simone and Dr. Heavenly only came to her launch because they wanted her to make up
and Cecil.
Because they wanted her to make up with Simone. I mean, not Simone, with Quad. Do you think that's true? That they? Why do you think they came to support her? Or do you think there was?
I think because they were excited. They were both like, "We'll go." She made their peace, but I think honestly, there's nothing else for them all to talk about. And then with me, Simone, again, very aggravating this episode, or again, very wishy-washy. She goes so back and forth. It's like, 1 minute you want to say, Mariah, you really need to make up with her. If this is your friend and you're saying you're going to love her for her, who cares about her argument with whoever at this point? Yeah. You've already said, I'm going to love Mariah, for the Mariah. I know Mariah.
Yeah.
Then love Mariah for the way you know her. Leave it alone. And the fact that you are coming is disrespectful at my event. I don't think she came there with the intention of talking about it, but I don't think she knows anything else to talk about with Mariah.
Yeah. And I think that the women always come for Mariah and say that she's dramatic or that she's, you know, not her normal self and that they don't like to be around her. And I would agree. This season she hasn't been as fun, but I also would argue that the reason why is because the only thing they talk about with her is Quad. So maybe if they leave Quad out of it, they don't bring up Quad, and they just allow her to enjoy her life, she'll be the old Mariah, and she'll be fun again, and she'll, you know, be the life of the party.
With Mariah, she needs, like, minions, like we've discussed, and I don't think she feels like she has control, and that's why she's like, I don't believe any of these girls are my friends. I think that's how she feels it anymore, so she's not even going to try to make them get on her side, whatever. She's done. So, which was really crazy, really quick before we move into the fashion show, because we'll end with that. Mariah's confessional, she was like, they were really recording, and she was not calling Mariah or calling Quad a hoe. And she's saying that the nail in the coffin was the WIN conference, their whole tit for tat thing, and that Quad was riding on her bus, on Mariah's bus, and she was just a co-pilot. But all this time, Quad was trying to steal her car. Girl, how can you say that about a friend, though? I would never say, like, my friend is my co-pilot if I introduced them in a group of friends, and then they're, like, the rising star of the friend. Like, I just think it's so stupid.
I think it's very juvenile. I think in high school / middle school, that is kind of how you look at friendships. You know? But I think as women, there's a problem there. And I think it may, I don't know, that's all they're telling us. Like, oh, well, I'm mad because she tried to one-up me or rise above me or be the queen bee or whatever language they're using. But there's got to be more to it. There's got to be something we didn't see.
I hope so, because if they're
not, it's just super petty.
I think it's so stupid.
The only way that you can allow I just think that if Mariah didn't think Quad had the ability to be the star or be the queen bee, she wouldn't be so affected. if you see someone that's trying to come for your spot at the top, so to speak, and you're not threatened by them at all, then let them come, let them try, because you know I'm the queen bee. No one can ever rise above me. And I think for Mariah to be this upset, she must recognize that maybe Quad does have some star power, and that Quad has the ability to.
Well, because I think because of all the ladies last season didn't like Quad, that she felt like she had this in the bag. Like, they're not going to like her. There's nothing she could say or do. And now I think, why would you start a friendship with someone thinking you're above them? That means you were never, ever my friend. We're equal. Not supposed to be equal. We're equal. We're people. We're like, to me, it's like almost like, I don't know. I don't want to say racist or sexist, but to me, it's just like, why are you coming in with a notion thinking that you're above someone else?
Yeah.
Why? Like, you're prejudging this person that they're beneath you, and then you're going to ride along knowing I'm above anything. You're going to always treat them like I'm above you, so it doesn't really matter. It's stupid.
I don't know if she necessarily thought she was above her, but I think she definitely thinks she helped her.
But then why call her, she was your co-pilot riding on a bus the whole time? That means you never saw her anything else other than beneath you, which is silly.
Co-pilots, they're side by side, but it's like one of them has a little bit more authority or power, but I don't know if that necessarily is synonymous with someone being greater than.
Well, I mean, a pilot and a co-pilot make two different separate salaries, and they're both driving the plane, so hey, she's below her.
I think it's very convoluted, but I think we've seen the same thing in the past. Not to keep referencing all the Bravo reality shows, but
it is.
We have Jill and Bethany. Jill was the queen bee. Bethany came up, no longer friends. Nene and Kim. I mean, you name it, it's happened.
So Simone says that Quad will always win the popular vote, which is crazy for Simone to say because she's bouncing like a bouncy ball. Why has she won the popular vote? And what's the vote? And why?
And who's voting?
That's what I'm saying. And why is she always going to win it? She's saying because Mariah hasn't stepped down and been like face to face with these ladies, and Quad has.
Quad has been more fun this season. I think everyone can agree on that. Even the Mariah fans, don't hate me. Quad has just been a little bit more fun this season. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the popular vote, like.
It's so silly. It makes me so annoyed to even talk about these grown women. Like, the popular votes, like, you guys are so old to be hashing this out. Like, we're not doing a recap of some silly little MTV show with high school kids, like 16 and pregnant. This is like some grown women like that have money and want to argue about money. But you guys are over here sitting talking about friendship, arguing about like, I'm bigger, I'm better than you, I'm the queen bee, you're the co-pilot. Like, get over yourself.
All I know is that next season there better be some more drama. Please bring in another housewife.
There will be.
Not housewife.
So,
there will be.
Right.
They just need some new drama because I'm over this storyline.
But I think there will be with the with the reunion.
With the reunion.
It'll start off with drama because it looks very physical. So really quickly before we wrap up, let's talk about the fitting. The day before fitting, silly, stupid,
is that normal?
Typical. No, like why are you?
I'm not in the fashion industry. I don't know.
To me, I'm like, why are you doing? Like, you have two more fittings then. You're doing a fitting and then you're going to do the final fitting, which doesn't make sense. And this is dog stuff. Like, how many fittings do you need? Like, it's one and done.
Especially when you're pulling dogs out of the audience and, like, yeah.
What was up with Dr. Zelda?
And Dr. Zelda was on one.
Girl, she was a character. But I think they always pick these nutsos to be thrown.
You think she's trying to be on the show?
No, I think they throw them in. Oh, yeah, she's a doctor.
She was cute.
She would be crazy to be on the next season. She would be like
the counterpart to Dr. Heavenly.
Yeah, she's a nutso. Okay, so picture
And why was Toya right there? That's her name, right?
Yeah.
I saw her in the back. I was like, okay, shout out.
I know. She had them walking dogs, I guess. Famous people, I don't know. So, well, not really famous, but reality famous. So, which is famous, I guess, these days.
Baby daddy famous.
Right.
Husband now is famous. Okay.
Right. Is he? Is he?
Kind of.
Whatever.
He's very attractive.
He's
I will say
cute.
that.
Hello.
All right. Memphis. Is that his name?
Yes. Okay.
He
So
can hit something
picture
right now. I'm just
perfect pups. What did you just say?
It was bad.
What did you just say?
I said he can hit something, but I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I know he's married. I was kidding.
Uh-oh.
I know they think I'm the biggest homewrecker. It was a joke.
Can
guys.
you edit that out, that she said that?
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I was kidding
I'm
anyway.
joking.
I wouldn't have repeated it if I was scared. You're scared.
You ain't scared of nobody, huh? Okay, so Picture Perfect Pups, which I do not like that name, but it's up and it's running.
It sounds like a photography studio for dogs.
Right.
Picture Perfect Pups.
Right.
Like,
So the investor gave her the $15,000 the day before. He told her, which I would have too, I need to see something. Like, why am I coming up here the day before, 24 hours? I see nothing than what you showed me before. So I'm not going to give you the check till after the show. So now she's coming out of her pocket, paying for the rest of the show, which the show to me was really cool, super cute, fun for the dogs, but didn't seem worth $30,000.
not at all.
No
chance.
I think that was dramatic. The production didn't seem like it was like over the top and crazy. It's freaking a fake turf runway, back screen,
And a fire hydrant.
and lights, and dogs and their clothes. And I know fabric.
And clearly, those women were her friends, and she was
Yeah.
like walking the show.
didn't pay
Whereas
them.
maybe Lisa Nicole had to actually pay the models that
Models.
were in her show.
Right.
Ugh.
I just think that it was a little dramatic with the pricing, but they always do that. They always put pricing on stuff when half of the stuff is for free.
It's for free.
For the show.
Yeah, because these people want to be on TV. What I will say is that when he gave her the check at the end, he kind of made it seem like, okay, this second half is for you now to move forward and invest.
Right.
So that's why I kind of got from it that this is
I got
also
that
for
too.
not only the fashion show, but for you to invest moving forward.
Right.
Which is great.
Which is good. And hopefully we'll see her line soon.
I don't have a dog, so you'll have to tell me.
Yeah, I liked it. I think my dog is not a girly dog. She's very, like, tomboyish, so I'm not going to put clothes on her. She wouldn't like it. But my grandma's dog's cute, and I know a lot of other people with cute dogs, and I can see it. Like, the vision, I can see. It's really cute. The quality of the material looked very nice. And it looked cute on those tiny little dogs.
Those dogs hate those clothes, though, I think.
I think the little dogs like it. The big dogs don't. I don't know.
It's an animal. They've been in the wild.
They're wild animals.
They're not wild animals, but, I mean...
They don't
I don't
need
know.
clothes.
No.
So what about Dr. Heavenly on the runway?
Dr. Heavenly, she thinks she's a Jill of all trades, but she just needs to learn when to stop.
Is nutso. Dr. G is proud of her.
He is. Would you think that was genuine, or did you think?
I think he didn't have nothing else to say. I think it was genuine. How could he utter the words out of his mouth? I don't think it was that great.
I don't think that he didn't think it was great, but I just think that, I don't know, he wasn't that excited, I don't think.
Because it's puppies. It's like, how excited can...
Because he doesn't want his wife to have independence. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I just think he should be like, baby, oh my God, like, that was awesome. Like, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you did it. You know, I apologize. I was a naysayer, but you killed it. Instead, he was like, you know what? I am proud of you. You know what? I am proud of you.
I love you, Quad.
I love you. So, I mean, I just think he could have been a little bit more excited. He could have been a little bit more apologetic for the way he's treated her regarding this whole puppy couture. But maybe that's just their relationship.
Yeah.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah. I think, personally, I think she did a really good job. And for what it was, I think it was cute. And that was all to it. All I wrote was super cute fashion show. Nothing fancy.
Lisa Nicole's fashion show versus Quad's fashion show.
Yeah. So the season...
Wait, I'm asking you a question.
Oh, that was a question. Lisa Nicole. Even though her weird dancing and all that, like, stuff, African dancing, I think her production was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Like, compared to a lot of these other shows that we keep seeing, like, oh, I have a fashion show, I have a party lunch, I have this and this. And it's always, like, cheesy. Hers actually looked like a real production.
Yeah.
Which was really nice and refreshing to see. But good job for Quad. And I hope Cinnamon Girl makes it. I hope Quad's line makes it. I hope Lisa Nicole. I hope everyone's dreams are accomplished.
I hope LaToya's house doesn't get
foreclosed.
Even though she doesn't own it.
Evicted.
I hope, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We
I hope
hope
everyone
everyone
yes.
does
And
well.
they ended off with a good kind of bad.
That everyone is a queen in her own right. And I love that.
And Mariah is no longer the queen bee.
Yes.
Which was shade.
I mean, she's not.
It's done?
I don't think there needs to be a queen bee, number one. But I think without a doubt, she has been dethroned.
But what will Mariah talk about if she doesn't have talking about drama? Cinnamon Girl?
I think she just
Aiden?
needs to be her normal self that she was.
But what's her normal self?
What I envision for Mariah is her finding a new bestie, her finding someone that can be someone she films with on the show, or either her becoming good friends with one of the ladies.
So she's not independent. She can't rock independently.
I mean, but how fun would that be with her rocking independently? Because we've seen that. We've seen her gallivanting around town with her family at the theme park or wherever they were. That wasn't compelling entertainment. I'm sorry. Right. So I think she needs to get another girlfriend. You know, we see them shopping, we see them kikiing it up,
but
like she used to do with Quad. No,
because then they hated Toya.
No drama. Just them having fun, two girlfriends together.
Is it possible?
At some point, maybe another one of the women joins them. I'm just trying to think of scenes for her to film with. Like her and Quad were last season.
But they were throwing shade the whole way.
Yeah, you can throw a little bit of shade. Throw some shade, a little bit.
Okay. But then it's going to be like, dun, dun, dun. Her new friend came back to Quad and told Quad what she said. Now, is that friend loyal? These hoes ain't loyal.
I think she needs to leave Quad out of it.
Okay.
Like,
talk about someone else.
Name out of your mouth.
Okay.
They both need to leave their drama. They both need to leave each other's name out of their mouth.
Okay. So you think
at some point it just needs to be like, I'm done with it. I'm never going to speak of that girl again.
I agree. That's what I've been trying to say. So you think that she should just start new drama?
I don't think she should start new drama. I think she should get a new friend that's able to showcase her fun personality that we loved that we loved first season. So if she wants to call him a co-pilot, if she wants to call him a co-captain, whatever.
So yes, Mariah cannot roll independently.
Not rule. I think she just needs to be roll. Like roll. Yeah, roll. I just think she needs to be a normal girl.
Okay.
Just a normal girl. You know, two girlfriends kicking it.
Okay. Cool. So we can get into predictions, and then we don't have any news and gossip. So.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
My prediction is, which we do see a little bit, there is going to be so much shade. They should have just put the whole reunion of just palm trees.
They should have put the whole reunion on one episode, but
that too. But it was just so much shade that was being so thrown. I feel like we do see there's a fight or some kind of altercation.
All of the ladies looked lovely. I will say
that. I loved Mariah's hair that color.
I don't remember the color, but I do
she had
remember
like
making a
dark
mental
chocolate
note
brown. Yeah, they all looked good.
Nice.
They all look great.
I just think these reunions are so nasty because it gives people, number one, they've already lived this stuff and probably gotten over it. They have to watch the whole entire season again and have those wounds reopened.
After you've already apologized to me,
and then I get angry all over again.
Yeah,
that English.
And then they want to talk about it.
Not only
make you feel that.
Yeah, not only that, but then they see things in confession that was said behind their back. The way the editing is like I may have said one rude thing about you in confessional after you did something nasty, but they may edit it and
play it season 13.
Episode 13 when like we were actually getting along and it makes it look like I was making a comment. So I just think it's a really tricky situation.
And then they want you to talk about it in present.
Yeah, and I think the ladies don't take that into account, that stuff happened in the past and that editing comes into place. So I think they just have all this time to think of nasty things to say to each other, to think of how they're going to get back at this one, comebacks, and it's a nasty environment. I think reunions maybe obviously it wouldn't be as dramatic and more people probably wouldn't watch, but if Andy could sit down one-on-one with each person and address things like, Toya, what is the situation with your house? You know, viewers and...
Like the viewers' questions.
Like the viewers' questions.
The main topic.
And then one-on-one. And then maybe if it's two people that are having a lot of drama, maybe they get together.
But then it's not that much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it can be if he asks the right questions, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, because those reunions get exhausting to watch. The ladies get exhausted being there, and it's also exhausting to watch. Yeah. They're usually all screaming over top of each other. I can't even hear what they're saying. And then it's so long and so much drama that it's 2 episodes. I'm like, can we just do 1 episode?
But people live forward to the reunion. Sometimes I just feel like I wish I could just watch the reunion instead of this whole season. Because then we're going to talk about everything there. Then I'm going to see, they're going to replay, like, the fights and the drama. So, I don't know. I love the reunions. I know they're stupid and it's all fighting and violence. I like a one-part reunion. Yeah, I love a one-part, straight to the point reunion. But I just think with all the fighting and the drama, they can't get it all in one episode. Therefore, we'll be here twice.
We'll be here twice on Sunday. No, once this Sunday and once next Sunday.
So we're back on schedule, you guys. You'll get to see us. Go on iTunes, rate, give our show 5 stars. Leave us comments as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just spit everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a great after show. You have been awesome, Michelle.
Thank you.
You can find me on Instagram at English Speaks, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks as well.
English, you have been great this season.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for hanging in there with me. And if you're wondering what's in our mugs, it's not alcohol.
It's water.
But anyway, I'm Michelle Renee, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.